You guys, welcome to First Two Steps, a show that's taking you behind the scenes to share the most impactful stories in sports. It doesn't matter what sport you play or what you have to do in life, you'll always have to take those first two steps. I'm your host, Rock, and today is a very exciting day. It's our debut episode of First Two Steps, and we have a very special guest kicking it off. So let's get right into it. He's an athlete influencer, handles football operations, and is a director of Barwiz Sports. Had a very successful career with the Miami Dolphins, San Diego Chargers, and Kansas City Chiefs. And most importantly, he's impacting young athletes through his foundation, Catch 84. That's right, I can only be talking about Chris Chambers. Hello, Chris. How are you? Thank you so much for being on the first episode of First Two Steps. I know I speak for everyone here when I say this is such an honor.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Appreciate you doing your homework there. That was a great intro.
You know, come on. I got to do my homework. If I'm a girl hanging with the guys, I need to definitely keep it up to par, right?
Definitely.
So before we even get into anything, tell us how you are. Like, how are you coping with COVID-19? Has it impacted your life at all? Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, it definitely impacted my life, especially in the sports performance industry. It's been very tough. We were shut down maybe almost 2 months ago. And what the owner did, Mike Barwiz, maybe we'll get a chance to talk about him a little bit. We have the largest training facility in South Florida, 40,000 square feet. Actually, maybe the largest in Florida. A lot of people don't really know about it. We're here in Deerfield Beach. The guys have only been up for about a year and a half, and I've been joining the team for about 8 months now. And actually, he had to lay off pretty much the entire staff. And he had 3 locations: one in Michigan, one in Port St. Lucie, and then one here, the headquarters down here in South Florida. So the whole goal with that was for him to lay off the staff very early once he got wind of kind of what was going on, and able to save the business. So we can have somewhere to come back to. Actually just the other day, they started to rehire some of the guys because we're going to be able to open back up pretty soon. But the climate of how the sports training industry, world is now, I have no idea what it's going to be. Are we all going to be in there wearing masks? Are we all going to be, it's going to be crazy the way things need to be done. I can't see a large groups training and stuff like that happening these days. A lot of personal, private, one-on-one stuff. My position is more of like a ground and pound. So I'm more external, in the community. Literally what I've been doing my entire life with Brian, Floyd, all you guys know what I've been doing. Ever since I left the league, I've been in sports performance and been working with kids literally all my life, all the way to the pros. And so, so it's big for me. There's not much I can do. I'm also the offensive coordinator of University School in Davie. That's owned by Nova. So what we're doing a lot of Zoom meetings, just trying to keep the kids motivated and stuff like that. With myself, I'm trying to, do something every single day as far as working out and, trying to figure out this thing out. I'm like a lion trapped in a cage right now.
I know.
I really want to get out there. Yeah, but one thing I am doing, I'm reflecting a lot on, kind of what the mistakes I've made in the past, things that I need to do to get better, this opportunity I kind of took for granted a little bit. I think we all have, now it's like, man, wow, this is a sudden shock. How do we get out of this thing?
Absolutely. Wow. Doing so much still, even though there's so much going on, that's pretty impactful in itself. And I know it's hard, having to lay off all these people and then go to a new normal, because you don't know, like you said, like you don't know what the future is going to hold, right? But do you think because you were an athlete, because you were able to be disciplined and things like that, do you think that prepares you for things like this that happen in the world? Like all of a sudden, do you think that being an athlete really prepares you for things like this?
Definitely. I consider myself a survivor. A lot of adversity you have to deal with as an athlete, a lot of emotions, you have to be tough. A lot of us come from, tougher backgrounds, not great areas, limited guidance, but we all have some intelligence about ourselves. So, I'm not going to say this is nothing, because there's a lot of people that's really hurting right now. So, I'm fortunate to be a professional athlete, fortunate to have, some support from the NFL, support from, my peers, I had a really good career. So, I lost my opportunity, but I'm going to get that back. But I'm stable enough to be able to support my family right now through these tough times. But I still got to think about what's going to go on in the future, so I can kind of persevere through this thing. So yeah, I'm built for this a little bit, just like probably everybody on this on this deal. No doubt, we're people, we're human, but we all coming together though, which I absolutely love. I haven't had so many conversations, almost old school a little bit, talking to people now and learning about, different things here and there and just having time to study different things here and there. So I'm excited about what the future holds. Hopefully we can kind of get past this together.
Absolutely. I have to say that we admire your mental toughness. I think it takes a lot of mental toughness to be able to get through something like this and come out positive on the other side. So that's definitely admirable. So let's talk about training during this lockdown. Has training really been a key for you during this time?
Yeah, for me personally.
Yeah, for you personally, or for
Yeah.
you helping other people train.
Sure. Yeah. So for me personally, I'm already go in and out with training. I try to keep myself motivated. We are so beat up. Just like Brian said, them first 2 steps getting out the bed. I remember that, Brian. Just what it is. I got an arthritic hip injury I've had that took me out the game. So I'm still dealing with that. So the health is so big right now, and I try to do something every single day. Either it's going to be a riding bike or, you're walking or, playing with the kids enough. I have 3 kids. I have a very young one, 3-year-old and an 8-year-old. They keep me busy all day. I literally can't even go in the house right now. That's why I'm outside. The kids running around and they have no remorse or nothing. So, it's been tough, but I've been able to find some online programs. Borrowers itself is releasing our online program called Borrowers Anywhere that we're doing right now, subscription-based program. There's a lot of free stuff out there, and you can literally, if you really surf through, you can find some stuff. I found Mamba Academy. That was old Kobe Bryant's. It's called Sports Academy in LA. And I try to model what we do at Borrowers behind them because I absolutely love what they're doing. The interaction they have with their fan base and their clientele. They put daily workouts out there. They're all body weight workouts. So I've been doing these. It's phenomenal on IGTV, 45 minutes. So I suggest you guys don't have like a routine or something, daily. I will go on the Mamba Sports Academy IG. And I know I'm pumping another company here, but they do such a great job. And obviously just in honor of Kobe Bryant, it's a great challenge for myself. And so I love doing those. So, I'm trying to stay in routine to do some of that stuff. At the same time, I don't want to get back and, be 30 pounds overweight and all that stuff. Kind of run around with people and kids. It's not going to happen. But I'm pretty okay right now. Today I feel good.
Good. Yeah, I know they're calling it the quarantine 15. So yeah, we want to stay away from gaining the quarantine 15, right? And that's okay that you plug Kobe Bryant's, company.
Yeah.
It's Kobe Bryant. There's nothing. That's all right.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to, after we're done, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but you can tell us about Borrowers Sports and what the online programs are. Maybe put them in the chat or something so people can log on there because everything is online. All the workouts that I've been doing also are online, whether Zoom or whatever, like you're saying. So really cool.
Yep.
So going back to that quarantine 15, what about food? Have you been eating whatever? Has the family been like cooking more? Like what has been the dietary plan? Because I know people want to know about that.
Yeah. I'm the type that kind of eat whatever. I work out to eat. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Honesty, keep it honest.
There. Yeah. So I've never been to the grocery store this much in my entire life. I imagine, with the kids going to school, they have lunch and they have snack and stuff like that. So, it's more food that you got to bring to the table. And when they're at home all day, it's like they
eat all day.
I have a daughter who climbs on literally everything. So I got to kind of chase her climbing on things, trying to get cookies, trying to get snacks and stuff like that. My wife, she eats whatever she wants. She gains no weight. So they don't really care about all that. So I'm in a tough position, so I'm still trying to work it out myself. I do find myself cooking a little bit more. I'm not a chef at all. So I try to do a little bit of that. But the wife's been able to take care of us a little bit. We've been eating pretty good. And hopefully I can get back more into more healthy lifestyle. But at the same time, I still take some of my supplements, your vitamin C, your vitamin D. Over at Barwood, we're giving out immune shots and stuff like that, which is
Oh,
great.
wow.
B12, vitamin D. I've done some of that stuff when I played. Actually, I made it part of my routine my last couple of years, where I used to get B12 shots and vitamin D shots with the chiropractor on Fridays. And then I used to get also like IVs too, which is great for us as far as hydration and stuff like that. So that stuff helps out. And all those things are available still right now. And I would suggest, if anybody wants to take it to that level, they definitely can.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm gonna have to try that. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
That's I know being in the kitchen all day, I mean, it's crazy. You have to, this is the third time I've been to the kitchen in an hour. Yeah, it can be tough. But that's awesome. So I think we've had enough of the COVID-19 talk. Let's talk about the love of the game and why you think it's important for young people to be in sports. I know you deal with a lot of youth. I mean, that's really like a passion of yours, I would say. So tell us why you think it's important for young people to be in sports.
Yeah, it's the camaraderie. It's learning how to play on a team. It's the discipline, the focus. You see a lot of kids start off with martial arts, which is something you have focus, you have discipline, you have balance, you have coordination, you have footwork. You also have self-defense. So I actually love that. It's like a kind of a starter situation. You have soccer, which is moving around, agility stuff and everything. So, even for my daughter who's 8 right now, I'm trying to say, okay, she looks athletic as what? She jumps around, she does all these flips. Which sport am I going to start? I'm going to go gymnastics. I'm going to go here. So I just want to give her the opportunity to try as many sports as possible, and then start narrowing it down as you get older, as you see what they like and see what they don't like, and then try to go from there. But for me, I go all the way from youth all the way to professional ranks. Where they know what they got to do, all the way to the point where it's position specific stuff. The guys are getting paid for this stuff. So it's been a real cool balance to experience all that stuff myself growing up. And I actually didn't get a chance to play what they call like Muni League or Pop Warner football.
Right.
Too far for me to walk. So I played street football. I was street football in Cleveland, Ohio, Northeast Ohio, playing in the snow. Big Cleveland Browns fan. So, that's where I kind of built my toughness. But I did have a lot of guidance growing up. My uncle, I didn't grow up with my father figure, with my father in the house, but my uncles took care of me. And then my uncle friends, Potty George and Tracy, they did the same thing. So I almost had like 4 father figures growing up that kept me out of trouble. Yeah, I mean, I always had shoes, I always had cleats, I always had basketball shoes, I always had spikes. So I didn't get into a lot of trouble, but I was a 3-sport athlete. So I always played, I never went home after school. I just went straight to my sport. And so the difference between here in South Florida, that everybody's locked in on one sport, which is okay, but, you're putting all your eggs in one basket, so I try to encourage kids to try multiple sports, especially when they're younger. And then once they kind of get up in ranks and they have an opportunity to earn a scholarship, which is the number one reason they're out there, then they can kind of focus more on what they need to do.
I love that.
Yeah. Yep.
I love that, and if you played in the snow, then you're tough. I'm from Chicago, so we walk in the snow. But snow when you're a kid and snow when you're an adult, those are two different types of snow. Yeah. It don't affect you as a kid. You can do whatever. So you definitely tough playing football in the snow, let me tell you.
Yep.
So it's no secret, obviously, with the well-rounded history that you have and how you grew up and how you take that with you. You're going to build a legacy as you built one on the field, and you're building one off the field. Tell us about the organizations that you lead and why you do what you do. And like you said, you didn't have a father figure per se, but you had many father figures. So tell us why you do this.
Yeah, that's the reason, because I had seen the path growing up, being from a coach's background. I absolutely love coaching. It's just something that's in me. It's just natural. So I try not to stray away from it too much, because when I do it, I absolutely love it. And I do it when I can. But for the most part, coming up, you want to make sure you're prepared with everything. That's the number one thing. Go back for me, Rock, and ask that question again.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so you are so involved with the community. It's no secret. You're going to definitely leave a legacy on the field as you left one, and off the field. Now tell us why you came up with the organizations and why you do what you do.
Yep, definitely. So the first organization, Catch 84, Children Achieving Through Community Help. Started that back in 2005, I believe. And so I've been doing this when I was playing. When I was playing, I was actually hosting camps
Wow.
around the country. I always went back to my hometown because I felt like I have to always go back home. For 15 years straight, I went back to my hometown. I ran a camp in my old high school, Bedford High School, 300, 400 kids every time. You know, we're sponsored by Reebok. You know, the NFL threw in a couple dollars. So it always was a great event. The kids look forward to doing that every single time. So that's kind of where it starts. So I always did that. And then once I kind of moved on from Miami to San Diego, I started doing stuff in the San Diego area, mentorship programs and stuff like that. Financial fitness programs, we used to call it, as part of what we do as well, where we take the seniors and we bring them to a financial institution and they get a chance to do a workshop. You know, back then it was like, you know, your checkbook and you're learning about that stuff. Now everything is digital. All right. So, so for them to be able to do that, and we used to actually open up their bank accounts. So they used to get their first ever bank account, like a savings account. We'll give them like $20 to put in so they can start that process. So I absolutely love that program.
So huge.
Yeah, those programs.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, they go in and out. They don't teach financial education for nothing.
Not at all.
I don't know why they don't do it in college. I don't know why it's not a course, at least for the athletes or whatever. I have no idea why this is not done. So I took it upon myself to do some stuff. At the same time, I was still learning about that stuff too. I'm still learning. I'm so pissed off. Like, I should have know a lot of things, more things at this point in my career, but it is what it is. So I'm able to kind of give it back. So that's what Catch 84 about. My buddy used to say, man, Chris, you did it, man. That's this social responsibility thing. You did it. Children Achieving Through Community Help. You got it. And it's just one of them things where I got to kind of pursue. I got to get around the right people to kind of continue to bring that out. But, it's something I didn't really focus on because I always spread it myself out extremely thin.
Right.
And, moving into the chamber once I was done, that was right there located in Davie. Soon I was done. I had no idea about business. I had no idea about sports performers, anything. I just know I love sports and I love working with people, So I found a great location. Brian's been there. Floyd's been around there. And it was great, The only thing is I didn't have a team. So I didn't have the team. I didn't have the organization. And then myself, I was the boss. I was the coach. I was the operations person. I did the marketing. I sat at the front desk sometimes. I just doing way too much stressful, doing way too much work when I should have been the one out, bringing.
Yeah, absolutely. You're the face.
Thinking the people will come just because of the name and the location. It just really don't work that way. You got to go out and grind and pound. You got to go to some I went to a American Heritage High School game. And I'm like, why the world? And I'm not going to the high school game every Friday because everybody's coming up to me like, man, I'm coming over. I heard about the gym, So, little things like that I've been able to just kind of learn over the years. So I had a good run for 5 years, a little bit of a crash course. My lease was up back in 2017, and I just took a break. And I ended up working with Brandon Marshall, which Floyd knows. He's over at the House of Athlete. It was called Fit Speed then. And Brandon even had some frustrations. If you ever talked about him, he had some frustrations with his own business. And when he first started, he actually came to me, and we were going to partner several times before. But we never really got to that point. And he was going to put the facility down, but he ended up keeping it. He turned it to House of Athletes, which you guys will hear about that. And I absolutely love what he's doing with that. He's really sinking his teeth in there. But now he has the time because he's retired now. So, I stayed there, and then I seen this beautiful facility in Deerfield. I was doing a Dolphins camp. And somebody's like, you seen this new facility, Barwis? I'm like, Barwis, who is that? I have no idea who that is. I'm in sports performance. I should know these people. I went over there, and I'm like, wow, this is unbelievable. 40,000 square foot facility, 50-yard turf, has all the equipment in the world. These some people that come from Michigan. So they're, Michigan and South Florida, that's a totally different situation.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, for a year.
A little different,
yeah,
just a little.
Yeah. So, for a year straight, I just was, I used to go just stop in to see how it was doing, but I knew I wanted to be there. And then the opportunity came last August, their positions opened up. So I became the director of football, but they seen how I moved. They loved the way that my skill set, because at that time, remember, I have a lot of experience. I really was ready to sink my teeth into like, okay, I can reapply some of these things I learned right now and help somebody's business. And so then it made me the director of sports. And I just been moving up that ladder. And at some point I'll do some national stuff. It's almost like a career job. I mean, it has good benefits. It's pretty cool. And I'm still flexible. So I'm like, okay, this is cool not to be the owner and actually, you know, work in a team environment. And that's what I needed because I love accountability. I wasn't even accountability to myself, but now I'm accountability to like other people.
Depending on you.
Yes. So that's what I needed because that's the challenge, you know, when I throughout my entire career, like, you know, I was a guy who people depended on, and I love that accountability. You know, I love being a clutch player. I love being an MVP. I've always was an MVP. So I'm like, shoot, I'm about to take this right into the business world.
To the business, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. So many amazing things that you have going on. And it's really admirable that you're not scared to learn. You know, like this, maybe the business world wasn't your first thing and you didn't know so much, but you're not scared to admit that and learn from it. So I really think that that's super admirable also. So what's in store for you before we get to our last question? Like where do you see Chris Chambers in the future? Like what are some of your goals or aspirations? Like where are you going?
You know what? At one point I wanted to be a GM. All right. So I even interned for the Dolphins for a second, maybe a few years ago when under Adam Gase, but they changed the coaches every other year. They changed you know, so it's just so hard to build the relationships. So, you know, I really wanted to go down that path. I went to training camp. And I was like, I don't want to do this because you was like, it's worse than being a player. Like, you're there for 12, 13, 14 hours, you know, every single day. And I'm like, I'm not ready for this.
It never ends, really.
Yeah, I just get a chance to, you know, grow up with my kids some. So let me just scale back on that. Maybe I'll circle back with that. But what I'm finding myself, because I've been around and been in this industry so long, I'm becoming what you saw athlete influencer. And, you know, people are coming to me, you know, for consulting as far as like what they should do with their kid, even the pro guys, the college guys, the NFL combine guys. So I'm fitting in that space really well. It's a space that Floyd is very familiar with, working with athletes and managing them. And so I really like it because I have something to offer and I have some great resources. I got great experiences. I've vetted out so many people. It makes no sense. My wife's like, no, you going to another meeting? How many meetings you gonna go to? Like, I have to see what this is about. It might be that one. I have no idea. So, you know, so I went to a lot of meetings. I vetted a lot of people out, and I was able to formulate a really good team of people, a good team of professionals that I can call upon if somebody needs some help or wants to make some introductions. And so now I'm becoming, you know, athlete, you know, from playing and performance to an athlete influencer. And now I'm becoming, start managing, you know, I don't want to be an agent, but I do definitely want to do some business management stuff. I want to kind of be that middleman where I can say, you know, here's the facility, here's the medical guy, here's the financial advisor, here's the accountant, here's the marketing, you know, all that up in one. And these are good relationships. And I'm not forcing anyone to do anything, but I'm putting them in the right position to be successful. If they take it, great. If not, you know, just kind of go on to the next person. But I always tell them, like, I would never waver, you know, like, okay, I'm always going to be here. I'm always for the long run, every single time, whatever I do. So that's how I see kind of my transition happening here pretty soon. You know, I absolutely love it, and it's pretty cool to be able to, you know, have a, you know, work with, you know, Mike Barwis himself and the Barwis Company, and then have my own business, Chamber Ventures, on the side again. So now I'm kind of building up, you know, my network and what I want to do, and being flexible doing it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Very seamless.
Yes, and that's really like an American dream right there. You know, football is the American dream, America's game, and this is an American dream that you're building. So that's really, really amazing. So before we get into any Q&A, we've got to ask, what does taking the first 2 steps mean to you?
Yep, that's great. Yeah, so for me, it's just really just taking a chance, you know, really diving into something that you love. Definitely want to do something that you love, you know, because that's most important. Sometimes it doesn't come with the exact money you want, but at the same time, you're going to put in the effort and the passion to be able to do it, you know, or taking a risk on something that you want to do in your life, an endeavor. So to me, that's taking the first 2 steps, you know, surrounding yourself around the right people, which is number one, because you cannot do it by yourself. It's virtually impossible. No one can do anything by themselves if they want to be successful. So that would be definitely what you want to do. Have first 2 steps right there. Go out there and do it. Second step, surround yourself around the right people.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Very true.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep.
You dropped so much knowledge. And when we post this, we'll definitely share all your links. So make sure to send us that so we can compare what you're doing and people can get involved and use your resources, you know, because you have so many resources that you're willing to give out. And I think it's important. Does anybody want to ask some questions, Chris?
Boy, get in there.
Lloyd.
So I've known Chris for a long time, and I
Yep.
know what he does and how he's doing it. I appreciate what you're doing, but I want to ask in this time, because I do a lot of training, I train a lot, I'm out there every day working out. What do you do, and what do you do as far as training for athletes right now that can't go out and go to the weight room, go to the gym? What type of workouts are you doing with them?
Yeah, for me personally, see, you can't really do any football stuff. So you can give them the drills. If you work with the potential athlete before, all you got to do is just write the script. So they kind of know, okay, you know, they know the kind of what you want to do, the different drills, the different exercises, the different concepts you want to do for the most part. But, you know, for, you know, the individual, you know, I think it's all about routine. You know, having a really good routine. It depends on what you have too. Like some people got a full out weight room in their houses. Some people, they got a damn couch.
I know, I'm
Yeah.
dumbbells.
So you got to figure out, okay, what do I have? Okay, do I have a resistant bands? I have a medicine ball. I have something. I know B-Dye got a few things in his garage, so he's able to kind of get it in. So I think that's where it starts at, figure out what you have. And then once you figure out what you have, then you figure out, you know, putting together a script. There are so many people out here giving out free information right now because they want to be seen. They want it. They want it. And and the people you want to deal with, the people who certify. You want to make sure they certify. You know, CSCS, NASM. They want to have some type of certification because they don't need to be hurting you at the same time either while they're trying to show you what you're doing. And I mean, there are so many people going live right now with their workouts. It makes no sense. Yeah. You could jump in with Rogotsky one day. You could jump in with Rodman. You could jump in with all these different people any given day and do their workout. So if you can get a routine where you're actually having some fun and actually training alongside some of the people you would never ever train with, that's really cool, you know, for sure.
That's the thing of routine. Like, see, you have to have a routine. You know what I mean? Like, you have had certain time, certain day, and plus you got to do your diet. We were talking about this the other day. I mean, like you said, Publix is like a club now. You know what I mean? You go to the club, the Publix is to be around people. You know what I mean? Because you're so stuck in the house. But when you get there, you're grabbing everything. But you have to be disciplined as far as like me. I mean, I'm real disciplined about what I eat and what I put in. Right. Because you tend to want to sit around and just snack. So you got to have a right diet routine when you're doing this too.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, nutrition is everything. We know nutrition and recovery. I mean, yeah, you can train, but if you don't have the proper recovery, the sleep, you know, the stretching, the flexibility, mobility stuff, and then the diet behind there, you know, I mean, you can have some cheat days, but like you said, like Floyd said, you know, if you have that discipline and you knowing what you're eating, you put in your body, great. Maybe you go to the store and you don't buy none of those things, which is very tough because sometimes that's the only thing on the racks right now, you know, the Oreo cookies and, you know, all the other things that's going on there. So, you know, having the proper fruit, which to me sometimes is tough because I don't even see the fruit don't even look that good these days.
No,
in these
not at all.
stores.
Not at all.
Yeah, so y'all might need to help me and let me know where I need to go for that. But yeah, if you're able to kind of do some of that, you know, add, you know, those three basic things, the training, the recovery, and the proper nutrition, this is a good time to practice like really good habits. And, you know, once we kind of get through this, be able to keep those habits for sure.
Right.
I want to get back to one thing you said too about your foundation as far as working with athletes, setting up bank accounts and things like that. I always tell a story about when I got my first check coming out of college to go play professional. Like, what I'm gonna do with this piece of paper? You know, I didn't even know how to open up a bank account. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you know, like I said, I work with a lot of guys. That's with leadership. We try to set them up in vehicles to where they try to establish credit. But people don't understand. That's like foreign language to people from where we're coming from. You know what I mean? And for what you're doing, I appreciate what you're doing. And I thought that when you said you were doing that. That's
really amazing coming from Chicago, Illinois. We were not talking about that growing up, like in the hood. You know, no one was talking about that at all. I think even today, people still don't understand how it really works. You know?
No, and that's one thing they got to start. And like you said, Chris, I mean, they teach us football, they teach us training, but they don't teach us how life, you know, how to deal with life. That's one thing they don't. All they want to worry about how good you are training, how good you are on track, how good you are in football. But once you get to that point, you gotta know how to take that and establish it into a business life. You know,
Yep.
you know, they don't teach you that from where we come from. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And this generation, I would say maybe a little smarter, but there's still a lot of pitfalls out there. That's why I try to get to the kids like young, like college, like high school going to college or college going into the pros. Because once you kind of dip and get in the pros, it's like, man, who do I trust? Do I know this dude? Do I go there? It gets very tough to sway those guys and try to, let them know that you're in position to help them and not to hurt them. And so the younger guys will listen. You grow a relationship. Like I said, myself, my first guy, the kids who I've been working with in the past years, they went from high school to college. Now they're about to come out to the pros. So now I have a faucet of kids, and there's a bunch of influence in the areas I've been working with. Then now we can take them and just not give them away to an agent or this person or that person. We can say, okay, let's all make the right decisions with your parents or whoever else is your guidance person, and then do this thing the right way. But the main thing is really to learn everything for yourself. Like, learn everything for yourself. Don't just be signing any old thing. I've been there, done that. I've looked at 10 pages and I just signed the signature, and I'm like, I really ain't even looking at it, but I got to trust this person who put it in front of me. Sometimes it's not really good if you don't know it yourself. So you definitely want to know things yourself. You want to be able to go handle yourself in some of these big meetings, because they'll throw some words out there, but if you had to throw them back to them, they're like, oh man, they might know what we're talking about. They're taking advantage of this guy. So that I'm very big on education. I don't take from anybody. I put them in the right situations. Now the people I work with, yes, I work with them. I have deals with them. I have retainers. I have commissions set up. I have certain things set up because I've always been a guy to give away some relationships. Floyd, I know you know about where you partner this person, that person. Now they're making money and you're out the code. So now I protect my relationships a little bit more by doing it certain ways, and it's just kind of a smarter thing for you to do, because there's a lot of opportunity that you may miss because of that.
Also, it's valuable. What you're giving out is valuable. It is worth something, so that's really amazing. Thank you again so much.
Very welcome.
Here on this first episode.
We'll get it live one day. We'll come over and actually have y'all over at the facility.
Yeah, on location. Maybe I can work out in. I'm down.
It's an amazing place. It's nothing like it. If I can get some more people in there to be a voice for us, to talk about what we got doing, because it's really
absolutely
great opportunity for people to engage, but at the same time having medical and the training and nutrition. We even have a UFC section in the back under one roof, that's what it's all about. It's just a phenomenal situation. So yeah, we're a little stretched. We're in Deerfield Beach, but it's a destination.
That's fine. We're in. Everybody work out. You get everybody work out.
That'd be a good segue once we get going.
Yes.
Do it. Hey, Chris, I appreciate you, man. Hey, Brian, thank you for putting this together. You're a rock star. Appreciate all you guys.
It was a great opportunity to speak with you, Chris. Thank you so much.
Chris, I just want to say, Chris, personally, thank you. I've seen you when we were at the chamber. He's right. I vouch. I've seen the man mopping floors, training, getting in there, boxing, martial arts. Bringing in kids, John, Channing, Arande, we'd be out at Ives. Partnering up. I remember when he did with Under Armour, and he gave out the uniforms. It was a very proud day. Running the flag tournaments out there, bringing the buckets and out at Ives States, and he was busting ass. And so I'd see the family at the front desk, and it was a combination of it all, family atmosphere, and the accountability is big. I saw Floyd yesterday, had a cup of coffee, had his tea. The next thing I know, this man's running hills. I said, ain't this mother? I said, look at this man running. And it is accountability that we keep to each other. It is that competitiveness, no matter what level you played on. So for me, this is our first show. I'm blessed. I put together a good team. I got good family support, helping, pushing me. And so thank you. I appreciate it.
Good, man. I'm proud of you, man. Floyd, I've seen the stuff you done. Rock, I'm getting to know you. So you guys have a good team. Anything you need from me, definitely let me know. However I can help. Obviously I know a lot of people that would love to get on and chat with you guys as well. So all you guys just keep it up, and hopefully we go have a good success run with this thing. All right.
Yes. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Chris.
All right, you guys. Take care.
Man.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Thank you.